Joseph.
Joseph's on watch.
Joseph's on watch.
Okay. Joseph, which way are you facing? And
I mean,
is
I was
Falmanar
looking.
meditating? I guess he's meditating.
So I was like walking around at some point, but right now I'm looking towards where we are having to go. So that's east on the map.
Okay.
Or, I mean, on the thing.
It would
Where my characters-
be. It would be west on the map.
West. Sorry,
Direction
west.
you're heading.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I'm
So make a perception roll.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right. Yeah, that's it, right?
Wait a second. Are you wearing the goggles or are you not wearing the goggles?
I am wearing the goggles of like.
Okay.
Or what's the name of the goggles again?
I think it's goggles of the night or something.
Goggles of the night. Goggles of the night. Yeah.
So it's not actually night. It is sort of like late afternoon right now, but they would still. They prevent you from having a disadvantage right now, so that's good.
Yeah. So I got a 10.
A 10.
Just
Okay.
Just a 10.
So this is kind of interesting, actually. You see a figure appear to drop from an unknown location about a meter above the ground, and before their feet hit the ground, you see a bright light flash from their hands and fly to your right, and then it bursts into a great blaze of flame all around to your right, but you are just outside of its reach and you can feel its heat.
But Joseph just fucking. Well, he fucking yelped because he just got fucking startled.
Everyone is awake at this point, but you have had a full rest, so you guys can get that full rest and your attunements. But you all awaken to his shout, to Joseph's shout, and you do hear a blaze.
Muh.
Joseph
And
draws
Joseph,
his
when you
rapier.
look back, the figure is gone.
Huh?
Sup, dude?
What? What the devil?
What are you shouting for?
He just points at where the flame was when the figure was. No one saw that. He just keeps looking back and forth.
See what?
Are they-
Supposedly, the
scorch
people that
marks?
were attuning to the Thingamabobber, they would, if he felt the flame, the heat of the flames.
Well,
they
there
would have
are
noticed
some
it, and
there
it's
are some
darker.
embers. There are some embers and some flickering flame to his right, so he's not
Oh, I
like,
see those.
totally bogus. Yeah, everyone can see them. Yeah, but there's nothing else to be seen.
Wait, did it fall from the sky that this figure are?
So it appeared that when you first noticed them, they appeared to be kind of like coming down toward where the horses were, about a meter off the ground, and like the bright light came from their hand and exploded near you as they
Did
were
they look
falling.
like
So it's multiple beings.
No, it looked like one to you, but you're not certain.
Okay.
Do I
Joseph
see this
just-
or anything like the flash
So
while I'm
you
attuning?
make a perception roll with disadvantage because you were focusing on your object. So you can either just hit it twice or use the disadvantage option.
Joseph just go. Ooh.
Whoa! With disadvantage, you got a 20. Oh wow. Okay.
Apparently, I from the all-seeing eyes tonight.
So this individual appeared to be slender, in a robe for sure.
Are they like bipedal? What can I tell from here? Like, are they humanoid or?
Humanoid for sure. You're not sure what race, but they are definitely too
I see
tall to
their
be a
height.
gnome or a dwarf.
Yeah.
So they're taller than a gnome or a dwarf. They're either you assume either tiefling, human, elf of some kind, but their face was shrouded in shadow, and there were some bushes between you and it. But they were definitely wearing some grayish
Can you
robe.
ping where it was on the map? For me.
Yeah, kind of right here by the horses. So there's those bushes in the way that make it difficult for you to see, and those bushes are all dead, by the way. The necrotic
So I
temple.
would also say when Joseph, so but like, there's someone over there, with something over there, and gesture in the direction of it, and make my way towards this bridge. to get a better look.
Oh, cool. You guys have
Don't
control of the
go ahead.
tokens. Nice.
Do not go alone.
I'm not
looking.
Crying out loud.
I'm looking from the bridge.
So when you
Um,
approach, you see nothing there other than the horses, and the horses don't even seem too spooked. The horse closer to Falminar is a little spooked because it was closer to the blast.
And from here, where the fire's like here, is it?
Fire's about here, and they've died down pretty quickly. But it was a
So
very
it was-
big blast, very big blast.
Did it look like it was aimed deliberately there? It wasn't aimed at us and he missed or something.
Make an insight roll.
Am I allowed to do the same?
You are uncertain. Joseph can make an insight roll because he did see the blast.
Not too much.
You're both very uncertain, but you imagine that if someone were to attack you off guard, it would have been a much more direct hit.
Everyone's awake at this point, correct?
Everyone is awake at this point.
Can I use my walk over to the bushes over here, where the embers was, and use my lantern of revealing? I want to see if there's any magic
Sure.
essence or anything there.
The lantern revealing also produces regular light as well, so it will also just help illuminate the area, both in the normal material plane and the ethereal plane.
For fuck's sake.
So, the man chick in our team has the orb, right? That orb thing.
The man.
Yeah, but I don't know if they've got it out all the time.
Sorry?
You have to hold it, right? So it's in the bag of
No.
holding, and not.
No, that one is floating next to you.
Well, so is there any magic? I don't see any magic stuff there with the like essence or anything. I don't know.
I'm actually looking something up about that one moment.
Oh, okay.
Ev, it was kind of pointing towards you.
Hmm.
Do you have that orb up, or is it down?
Yeah, I never put it down. Well, that's the third thing I'm attuned to.
Sorry, who's standing at the forefront of this scene of the fire and the embers?
Me with the lantern revealing here.
Okay. Make an Arcana roll.
It's gonna be shit because my arcane's like 2. There we go.
Yeah. You don't see anything in the ethereal plane, but you definitely see a wide range of embers. You'd say it's about between 20 to 40 feet of flame. That's like what?
Can I
like
call
15
Florian
meters?
over and say, "This is where the thing hit. Sniff out the magic. Have a look." I've had a look, but I don't think I can. I don't understand magic enough to do that.
Sure, so make an Arcana roll, 25. So you do recognize this as magical fire. So you know that the source was magical. You also think that it was from some kind of conjuration spell. Could be fireball or something similar to it. Evocation, sorry, not conjuration. Evocation.
Somebody cast an evocation spell. That's magical fire. And nobody got a good look at this person, their face.
I mean, not their face. I can tell you they're too tall to be a dwarf or a gnome or a halfling. But and they're too small to be a giant. But it was quite dark. I couldn't really see through the dead bushes, but it could be an elf, a human, tiefling. But I don't know.
Joseph comes up and says, the figure was floating about a meter from the floor.
Or at least appeared to be.
Did you get, as you were on watch, Joseph, did you get a good look at it? I was sat attuned to my items. Like, did it walk in? Like, which direction did it walk in from? I just saw it. I saw the fireball. And
I didn't even notice it walking in, it was just there with the horses suddenly, and then
can you
fire.
do that with magic? Can you project like an image?
I mean, you could
Are you
cause an
asking
illusion,
about
but the illusion can't cast an evocation spell. Did this figure have tentacles coming off of its face by any chance?
Joseph,
Could I tell that with my roll?
You did not see tentacles, but you're also uncertain.
I didn't see any tentacles, but I don't know for sure. That it could be. I was too far away.
Just asking.
Why tentacles?
I fucking hate tentacles.
I think it's a good idea that we get a move on.
We should check over the horses. Okay.
No one here has any incense by chance.
Shit, I threw myself off the cliff.
I have tobacco. Does tobacco work?
I have 2 sticks of incense. Do you need one?
Hold up, that might just be enough.
I'm gonna just, because I haven't done it for a while, I'm gonna try and do another backflip.
Let's see here.
Make a dex roll. Or acrobatics works. That is an awkward but successful backflip for you.
Getting better.
So,
Getting better.
you are... Lorian, you have a religious belief of some sort, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
What would said deity deem
Hoar.
an appropriate sacrifice? What would you think that would be?
Anything that you want revenge against.
Okay. Well,
Honestly,
that's gonna be difficult to perform as a
I'm gonna look that. I'm gonna
ritual.
look that up. Hold on.
So,
Yeah,
so it would be somebody that potentially has wronged you. So, killing Ulrich would have been certainly a good sacrifice for Fridgeek, and arguably one for Lorien, depending on how you.
Hold up. Okay, so to be a little bit OOC here, incense and sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion together worth at least 25 gold points.
For what now?
For
is this a spell?
divination. Yeah, for divination. So killing someone would be a little bit excessive.
Yeah. Let's see. Well,
we don't. So here's the thing with material components. I actually overlook them unless it's a very valuable component.
Yeah.
Like some of them require like a diamond of up to like 1,000 gold pieces. So for you, for doing that, I mean, I would probably accept like a small thing, like even a certain amount of copper pieces or something of small value.
Okay. Well,
I'll give you the stick incense though, if you want.
yeah, that would do the trick.
You now have 2 stick incense.
But it should be appropriate to your particular religion, because you had some questions you wanted to answer, right?
Ev, when you rummage through your bag for something that could help him, and when you're looking for the incense, you actually notice you have an ornamented coin that you haven't taken a close look at it before in your inventory. You don't remember where you picked it up from on your journey.
I don't remember, huh? Okay.
And as you have a look, I mean, out of character, I don't know if you remember, but as you have a look at it, you see that it is a 2-faced coin. One with a man. One of the faces has sort of a surprised and unpleasant look on the face, and the other one has a face of rage.
Oh.
On the other side of the coin.
Hey, wait a minute.
Make a religion roll.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up my massive ass inventory to do so.
You aren't quite certain what this coin signifies, but you see it as something that could be of slight value.
I show it to Rohal. What do you make of this?
Well, let's see what I
He can make a
remember.
religion roll as well.
I just wouldn't come here. What the fuck?
With an 18, you actually have heard that this is potentially a symbol of Har, because one of the faces signifies being the victim of something, and the other face signifies the revenge.
Huh.
Nice.
I relay this information.
And when you relay this information, Lorien thinks that maybe there's a touch of destiny, the fact that she had that in her bag. She doesn't recall on which adventure she picked it up on, but out of character I will say she did indeed pick that up on her journeys.
Did I really? Like, and it was actually...
I did not add that, yeah, but I did not add it to your inventory. You did it yourself.
I actually picked up a coin of Hoar.
You picked up a coin with that exact imagery on it, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a little freaky because I had no idea. Damn, nice.
Destiny.
IRL destiny, I guess. Cause,
Hashtag main character.
Hashtag am I the main character? Oh no.
I mean, this story is like about you right now, isn't it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure my miscarriage wasn't caused by an evil primordial god, but you know, hey, who knows? I was 18.
Who
Lots of shit
knows?
happens when
You
you're
know.
18.
You can also project a light, so.
Hey,
It's
moving
therapy.
on.
Yes, so anyway, moving on. So I've got this coin. Cool. Wow.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Well, what
I mean,
would you like to do with said coin?
I kind
Would
of
you like to reach out to your deity through me?
Sure, I don't know if I should sacrifice this though. This is like a kind of a holy symbol of him. I think
We could maybe increase our chances of getting a positive result by having it present during the ritual.
that sounds good. I'll hold it. You know, should I hold it in my hands or should you hold it?
Horses.
You can
Oh yeah, we should check
hold
the
it.
horses though first.
Very well. Check the horses. I'll prepare. I'll take the incense and just prepare a little bit of a good-looking thing. I'll put up some candles as well. I have some in my
Nice.
inventory actually.
We could sacrifice the lazy chonies. I still have that pair of lacy underwear that belonged to somebody else in my fucking bag of holding.
I mean, not sure that's gonna be very suitable for this very occasion, but
Yeah, no, probably not. No. So, all right, what? I'm gonna inspect the horses. How are they doing?
Yeah, that's what I went here to do as well. So I had to make a roll for that. So
I'm looking over. I am super inspecting the horses. Steve,
You're getting way too comfortable with those
The
horses.
the
this one needs a
horses,
sheath cleaning.
the horses are actually
I'm looking there with my eyes
pretty,
closed, apparently, with
pretty
that
well
fire.
cared for. Not a, I'm sorry, I forgot to push the talk button. The horses are actually pretty well cared for. Not a whole lot of time has passed since you last tended to them after the battle of the Deathlocks. So they're still doing well.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did the Deathlocks, didn't we?
Yeah, it's kind of like the
some of them.
minions of Golazar, so to speak.
So that's how I'm assuming is the weather to the next tile, isn't it?
Sorry, what?
Where does that lead? Because I can see that from here now. Does that
What are you pinging? I didn't see.
this top left corner of the map?
Oh, right. So that leads... Okay, so to paint the scene a bit. From up here, you're actually at a pretty decent altitude, and you can see pretty far and wide. From where you came from, most of your view is obstructed because that was where the tomb was. It took up a decent amount of space. There are a few rolling hills between you and the sheer cliffs of the mountains of Northolt to your direct west, which would be to the left of the map. Your north and south would be sheer cliffs downward, not sheer cliffs, rolling hills downward, with a few more of the tombs, because there's hundreds and hundreds of tombs in this region, and beyond that, swamplands, which you've already surpassed through the south. And beyond that, even you can almost make out the shoreline. So you know that the rest of these adventurers that you met, Lorien and the others, actually came by ship. And you know from them that their ship is somewhere off the coastline waiting for their signal. You also see ahead of you to the west and to the left of this map, along these rolling hills between you and the sheer cliffs of the mountain, what appear to be 3 holes in the side of the mountain, or 3 caves, something of the sort. You're not certain. Joseph has also seen it and mentioned it to you all earlier before you took a rest. And very up high there are storms, but they are too far in the atmosphere to cause any harm. And I think one of you, I think it might have been Jinyo, actually figured out that about an hour from now is when the storms may be a problem. You already took a 1 hour rest. At that time it was a 2 hour time span before it would be a problem. So there you go.
We must hurry.
I mean, can we lead the horses this way?
To the left or to the right? Sorry, I didn't see your pin.
To the left, or do we? I mean, we still need to kill that other. There's one person we haven't finished with, isn't there?
Yes, I would like to try to talk to him if he's able to be spoken to.
Well,
He is the father of Nimlawe, after all.
this spot here, and I point at the circle. This is where the figure was, wasn't it, Steve?
Yes, about there.
Yeah, so
Maybe a little bit
probably
up
in the middle of
there.
that circle. I'd say that this is where the figure was, or where I saw them.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at this circle then. Not sure.
With an Arcana, you don't really see anything that is out of the ordinary. Also, this symbol appears to be ancient human architecture and masonry for the tombs. So it appears to be unrelated to any strange arcanic circumstances that have occurred recently.
Okay, is there writing around it?
There's not.
Okay. Caw.
But I think Rollhall was also saying something to you, Lorian, wasn't he? Is Rollhall muted?
Rollhall?
Yeah. No, not right here. I'm still over here, so I'm kind of waiting for Lorian to come back. How far is this? Like, can she hear me if I just talk?
She can. She
Or-
can. It's windy, so
Okay.
you have to speak in a
Like,
pronounced
what is
voice,
it?
but there's no need to yell.
Lorian,
Yes.
get over here. I prepared some things here.
All right. Where'd you go? Which one are you, Rohal? Oh, you're Okay, yeah.
Keep in mind that spell is self. Keep in mind that spell is self.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So in this little corner right here, I placed candles, covering behind us here. Can this character move?
I'm just gonna stand there, comforting
Yes,
my horse
she's
and
gonna move
consoling
over
it and bonding with it.
So I was thinking that we'd stand here and hold hands, and while and having
With
the
coin between us in our hands.
basically having the sacrificial item, but I am not entirely sure what sacrificial item we should pick. What would represent a good something good for this particular occasion? I was considering taking.
Yeah. I have some dragon's blood, don't I? Or is that my other character?
But is that suitable for the occasion? Because I have a piece of a fairy corpse still that I could take, and I did kill this, or I got assistance killing this as revenge for, well, almost killing me. So I was considering that, or I was thinking that this
You
might
could use like a
actually
little
suit
piece of the.
occasion.
Yeah, you can use a little.
Exactly.
piece
You
of the
do
piece of
you do have a flask of Nimale's blood.
No, we're not using her blood for that. I also have a flask of red dragon blood, and that dragon came for vengeance. Too.
so
But let's
So I
use.
take.
Okay.
Yeah, so I take the I take out one of the pieces of the fair corpse and place it in between us, while holding the coin in both in our hands. I cup my hands. Are you a woman or a man now?
I'm a man right now.
Okay, gotcha. And he places his hands in my hands, while the coin is in her hand. Or hands, rather.
We're all boys today.
Clearly.
Yvonne.
Placed up a mirror on this little mantelpiece here. If you stand in front of me right here.
Yeah. Okay. You have to understand. I woke up at 4:15. So.
She kind of is role playing the state that she woke up in game as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I woke up at 5. What was it? 5. Yeah, give or take 5:30 this morning. So I'm a little bit tired. She's 00 right now. And the incense are burning as well. They are burning on each of these 2 little openings. What are these exactly? Are these just open surfaces, or
those
are they?
Those are kind of like columns, pedestals that are
Okay.
kind of broken away and rough on the top. They only go up to about your shoulder height, and some of them go maybe a meter above your height. Also, at the same time, Fridgeek leans into to Jinyo and says, "This appears to be some kind of ancient druidic magic that may make contact with the gods."
Mm-hmm. And I then just express some how do you say it? Unintelligible words? How do you say that? Like you can't understand what's being said. Yeah.
Incantations is a good one.
Incantations.
I use that a lot.
Yeah, incantations because that sums
Pretty
it
vague.
up. Yeah.
Wait, sorry, Steve. Did Frigid Geek say that to Genio or me? Because
Make a perception roll, because he said it to Jinyo, but you might have overheard it.
I mean, Frigid Geek is here. Genio is at the horses. Like,
fucking hell. Actually, Jinyo, are you still by the horses, or did you make your way to the group over here?
Well, I can be over here.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure.
you said you
I
were
actually
still
did it to the wrong
by the
person.
I did say I was still by the horses. So.
Yeah. So he doesn't say that to you. He just keeps it to himself. He's a little bit closer to Jinyo than he is to Joseph. No, no offense.
And
not to mess again, but now I am going to make my way back.
Well, I mean, you do see some like fucking druidic shit going on. You're like, what's going on over here? I don't want to be alone in this land of the dead.
I just wanted to comfort my horse, that was all. I've done that now.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
suppose you can also smell the incense.
The wind is blowing that way because it is coming from the sea, so it is going to the west.
Well, how suitable. And while this is going on, I have my eyes closed, and then I open them, look into Lorian's eyes, and say, "Speak to your god."
Oh. Hor. I seek vengeance for our plane. Not only for my child who was killed and taken, but for all of the people here and even the gods who have had their sacred places desecrated, their priests killed. I would be not at all surprised if he has gone after your priests as well. Will you help me? Will you help me and join with me? Guard me against Gonatar and help me go and forge the sword that can kill him.
So,
how do we do it?
So, Lorian, you also know that although you're not as versed in druidic magic as you are with studied arcana, you know that this sort of magic requires a very direct question to your god for any hope of a response. Which,
all right.
You've never experienced this sort of direct connection to a deity before, other than you're running with Gonadar once or twice. You've never done it in a controlled magical way.
All right, how? I hope that you will join with me and help me with this. How can I kill Gonadar? How can I make that sword and bring it back?
Hold on, I just want to go into. We talked about something last time. You had a specific, there was something very specific we were talking about last time. I can't recall what it was.
Who?
No, after the last session that I was on, we were talking about something, and I mentioned that I had this in relation to you saying that, Lauren, you were saying that there was something very there was something that you wanted to know. I can't recall what it was. It wasn't about the god. It wasn't about the Was it about how to get there, like the particular location of the portal, or like a particular location of a portal?
Oh yeah.
I can't recall what it was. It might have been something like that. It might have been something else, but I think that might have been it actually. Do you remember, Steve?
You had a flashback about there were several things that tied each of you to the destiny of this overarching quest. There was something about maps. There was something seared into Joseph's mind. There was something that was burned into you, a sigil. There are several things going on. I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
Yeah, okay. It might have been the portal then.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have a god. Nature is basically the god, right? But that's not a deity per se. There are many nature gods, I guess, but yeah. So that doesn't really fly in relation to this particular ritual. On the other hand, I can channel it through you, or like this is an attempt to channel it through you. So yeah. So in relation to the 7 days, this is within 7 days technically, because we had a revelation in character like the other day, right? Was that revelation where we all just kind of like went through this spirit thing?
The memories thing that we all did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm thinking that might be some that would relate to 7 days. Would it not?
You talking to me?
Yeah, well, actually, that wouldn't really matter because that's still kind of like an overhanging thing that we shouldn't know anyway. Like kind of but it's more like an implying thing that it would go under the 7-day rule. But yeah, but it's your question.
Yeah. So I could ask. Yeah, how we can, where we go, how we can make that sword.
Transition to the other. Well,
yeah, we do have to free the slaves
sword,
too,
Yeah, but making the sword is insufficient in relation to specificity, I think, because we can figure
where
out
where do we go to get to the forge?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where do we go to get to the forge? Would be a good question.
Alternatively, because I might remember where it is, right? Alternatively, we could find out who can make the sword, because we don't know who the fuck can forge the sword. So that might be a better question, right?
Okay.
This is a lot of meta, but
Yeah, but I would think that we would have talked about this stuff a bit.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of sensible.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, no, I agree. Who can make the sword? Then I guess
you got to be more specific about what you're asking.
Who can make the
persuaded?
I mean, I want to hear what you're saying. Like, you got to say it.
Right. Please tell me I have the god-slaying sword in 3 pieces. Who can we find and convince to forge the sword so that it can kill Ganadar? Who is it that we need to find?
So the wind continues to blow in your ears, and just as you cut the throat of Ulrich and you had no response, you are met with the same kind of silence and wind, and you feel a pang of disappointment, Lorien, because you feel like you've come so far and done so much and sacrificed to get to where you are. But Rohal, on the other hand, you do hear a reply in your head and only your head.
With the death of the beguiled, you will emerge with child. If you can strike a deal before gods, he will not kneel. With unwavering sureness, you must find the furnace. On the hellish plain, you will forge its bane.
And I can DM that too.
I was like...
Does he mean you as in Rohal or you as in me?
both of you. Oh well, actually, only Rollhall can make an insight roll or an intelligence roll. You can choose.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm the one that's supposed to like be the child. So.
Yeah. Just hold on.
I don't know.
Well, Lorian, you haven't heard it. You haven't heard that, so you can't make an insight roll.
All right, sorry.
You're just standing there as you were when you slit Ulrich's throat. Oofed.
Cough.
So you have no idea who the who refers to.
Please tell me you're gonna tell us what he said.
This
though.
information?
Yes.
Yes, I do intend. I see the sad face on Lorian and decide to, don't worry. The message would be relayed to me and not you either way. And then I share the information.
Okay. I would actually like two of you in particular, Rohal and Lorian, to make a religion roll. Joseph and Jinyo, you can make an insight roll. And
18 insight.
Okay, nice. There's my boy.
Is it religion roll?
For Rohal, make a religion roll, yeah.
Woo!
Okay, so Rohal in particular, you feel that based on the events that occurred before with Ulrich's sacrifice, you believe that that's why you received such an elaborate reply from a god. And it's not usual for a god to give you such an elaborate reply. You think that maybe what Lorian did with Friedke, by slaying Ulrich, it was in his favor. And that's why he spoke so much. Joseph, and Jinyo hasn't made his insight roll yet. If Jinyo is indeed here, maybe having a smoke on the balcony.
I'm here. I had my smoke earlier.
Okay, you're not certain. But Joseph, you believe that in the context that it is written, you think that the god is referring to anyone who can operate the forge, anyone who can find it. And it implies that if you find the forge, you can rebuild the sword. It doesn't require any
particular
expertise beyond the very basic blacksmithing.
So, as much as I understand from this, if we find the forge, we can reforge or repair the sword, either by ourselves or a smith who knows metalwork. Just a smith.
And in addition, Joseph, the rest of the commune, or whatever you want to call it, with the god, also implies very vaguely that there may be a death, and that all of you will emerge with a child in one form or another. And if you can strike a deal with somebody, that person will not kneel to the gods. And you must also, I'm just kind of reiterating what's there, if you want to find this furnace, you have to do it with unwavering sureness. So all of that kind of comes together to you and kind of makes sense as much as possible for you, more than the others who may be taken aback by all this. You're sort of kind of looking at it as a third person, kind of looking at the forest through the trees.
That did kind of confuse me a little bit. So there has to be a death of someone. Someone has to have a child in one form or another. And then what was there about the guy kneeling and the sureness?
So I put it in the general chat of this Discord just for your reference.
Yeah, with the death of the beguiled, what does even beguiled?
So beguiled is a very broad term. It can mean somebody who's charmed or enchanted or in some way touched by magic, but you're not really certain what it means in this context. I mean, in this world, it could be almost anything.
It could be somebody that's been fooled, you know, and sucked into something.
So a sacrifice lamb.
Well, maybe, or maybe somebody that we have to fight, who's been misled or magically controlled in some fashion.
Could it relate to you?
If one can strike a deal before gods, he will not kneel. So that kind of might imply that if we have a deal, some sort of deal, then not even gods can interfere? And that rhymed unintentionally.
Or
All the
Who could
rhymes
it
were intentional, by the way.
or
Who could it
maybe
who
there's
could it
someone
apply to?
maybe there's someone that maybe it means the child, and maybe it means no, I don't know.
So, Lorian,
Someone we could
make
convince.
make an intelligence roll, Lorian. Sorry to interrupt,
I'm
but
not sure
since
how
you're-
much I've actually told this out. Fuck. I should.
Fuck
late
me!
yeah, that would have been an important roll. So, I won't even be able to give you anything other than what you know with that roll.
Yeah, maybe someone who was going to be groomed to be Gonadar's servant. Maybe if we do the right thing, we can convince them to take our side instead, or something. I don't know.
Falmanar steps forward and puts his hand on your shoulder as if sorry that you're dealing with all this mental weight, and says, there are only so many children that this could be about. We know that Senvin has been meddling with this rift to find Urwel, Diranor's daughter. We also know that there are prophecies about some newborn deity between the gods, but we don't know what these words mean.
Yeah, and there's my missing child as well, although I feel that child is probably dead and gone.
Falmanar's head hangs low in sorrow at those words.
Who could the
I grip
said
his
beguiled?
hand for a moment,
Beguiled?
beguiled.
Who could that refer to?
Are you saying that to
No
Falmanar
idea.
or Lorian?
No, as an open question.
I mean, it could be the guy we're about to meet. Could be somebody that's been sucked in to Gondar's plot in some fashion. I'm not entirely sure.
With the death of the...
It might be some...
with child. If it's something that happened, the individual that someone here slid a throat at a certain someone.
Sounds like if we kill Ganadar, we might get some child, maybe
No.
No.
Ganadar is not the god.
Ganadar is the god that we're going to... Oh god, we're going to have to go into the negative plane or something. Oh,
Are we?
please tell me we don't have to do that.
And Joseph knows the way, at least in hell.
Why do we need to go to the negative plane?
Well,
Joseph's
because that's where this child is wandering, isn't it? At least that's what this guy thinks. I'm sorry, Steve. I can't remember anybody's names. Who's the
I'm sorry. Which
who's the fucking guy that we're about to?
Right. So Golazar the Risen. You have found out his real name is Senvin. The word Golazar is sort of the local Northold dialect for protector of the town, of the city. So Senvin is your uncle's brother, which would make him an... What does that make him? Whatever. And he's also Nimlalwe's father. Nimlalwe was a player party member who died just before you guys joined, or before Trigger joined. And you know that Senvin is trying to find Urwel's deceased soul in the rift of the negative plane to convince Diranor not to kneel before Ganador and help him, because Ganador's promise to him was if you help him, he'll bring back his daughter. Senvin is trying to do that for him through magical science, so to speak, and meddling with the planes. His cause is good, but the ramifications for what he's doing is wreaking upon a deadly plague across the realm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might be that we'll meet with Sedman. We might not have to fight him. We might have to make a deal with him to go into the negative plane itself and try and find the child and bring it back so that he'll close the rift. It's just a thought. I don't like that thought. I really don't like that thought.
I will add, Lorian, that you know, based on your studies of the planes, which is pretty prominent, you know that unlike other planes, it's very, very impossible, deadly to go into the negative plane. It basically sucks life and kills you.
Retcon all that away then. We can't go into the negative plane. So, I don't think we're gonna emerge from there, actually, now that I think about it. With my brain meats that aren't working too well today for some reason.
You figured out the first part, at least, of the whole thing?
Maybe. We're not entirely sure.
It sounds very suitable for the...
that's true, darling.
What's being said. So it's very possible.
Yes.
So, what should we do?
Well, one step in front of the next, I suppose. We should probably...
start moving until the weird figure comes back.
Well,
we need to leave before he comes back and actually hits us with a fireball.
And then there's a storm in about an hour.
All right, let's go.
So as you approach the hills, you see that the 3 holes in the side of the hills that you saw from afar were these stone stairways.
Oh, this reminds me of this one time in a tavern a few years ago. That was a good time. Anyway.
Okay, so first question, are we on horses now, or no?
It was very unstable terrain, so you kind of walked with them.
I guess I was leading a horse then.
So this is the only thing that stands out to you before the cliff faces. And the sun is reaching dusk.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Leppy-deppy-doo.
It's very, it's very
what
plain.
now?
It's very plain up here.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk up to the front and just have a look. Do all the tombs look identical, or do they look different?
All of these formations look the same.
Is there any draft coming through the openings? And if there is like a draft outwards, is there a smell coming out?
Make a perception roll. If you go close to
it. I'll be on the side.
Always a wise decision in Dungeons and Dragons.
15.
You smell the air of a tomb, and there is a draft. It's a gentle draft.
Inwards or outwards?
Appears to be inwards.
Asking the question for the individual who's doesn't matter.
I mean, like, if there's there's a draft inwards and there's smell, I shouldn't be able to smell the tomb when the draft is inwards.
That's a fair point.
So
well, you can still smell a little bit. It doesn't mean that none of it like goes out. It depends on how strong the draft is. It's like
I did say gentle draft.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much can smell. Ah, fuck it. Anyway. So which way do you guys think we should go? Ooh! Lantern! Where's the lantern? The blue lantern, the thing that shows the invisible.
The lantern
I
is
have it.
revealing.
I've got the lantern revealing.
I have one as well. But
swing the thing around, see if there is anything useful.
I start lanterning and revealing the area, I guess. We go to.
Lanterning and revealing.
Make an investigation roll.
Can I assist him?
Yes,
we both hold the lantern and start swinging it.
So that means Junio would get to roll again for advantage.
Alright.
Because he's getting assistance from several people.
I'll use mine as well.
So that would be an 18. You see nothing in the ethereal plane here. However, Jinyo and Rohal in particular, because of their... Actually, both of you make a survival check. Jinyo and Rohal in particular, with advantage. Anyone else can make a regular survival roll without advantage.
I still want to use this.
Do I still need to? I got a 20, so should I make it? I actually got advantage.
Oi, I got a 22. Not that way.
You can, yeah, so your roll would be a 20, Jinyo. Joseph's is 22, Rohal's is 20. So all three of you see that this ground is very dusty. You see nothing in the ethereal plane, however, you do see many footprints that appear to be the footprints of humanoid bones, skeletal footprints.
So,
well, shit.
do we see that it's like, is the ground disturbed in a manner like something's dug down, or?
You do not, but you see that these footprints are all over the place. In fact, they are so plentiful that it's easy for the eye to miss them because it just looks like, sort of like sand on a beach with ripples, but really every single ripple is made by what appear to be hundreds and thousands of skeletal footprints.
Is this only on like the between the openings, or like does it go in the pathways too?
It goes in all directions along the paths, but it's harder to see on more solid ground where Rollhall is now, for example. But on the sort of the more dusty, sandy paths, you can see them all over. To the point where, like I said, it almost looks like a repeating pattern. It's just so hard for the eye to even notice it unless you take a close look.
Might Joseph...
I meant to do a normal one, but I can hide in even light cover or whatever. So I'll do some stealth. So, guys, I'm gonna be up here.
Lorian?
Yes.
These footprints look... I don't know if you can see them, but there are a lot of skeletal footprints here.
Wonderful.
You are more accustomed to these arcane things. So what do you suspect?
I suspect that somebody's raised a bunch of skeletons and made a skeleton army, and they're clattering around here. That's what I suspect.
Most likely in these tombs.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the footprints are going in and out of them, then... Yeah.
I mean, you don't understand if they are going in... Oh, they were real.
Well, the footprints...
They're going all over the place in all directions.
Oh, all over the place, okay. Well, that's just wonderful. That's great.
Steve, would
Yeah.
would the tempest, if it comes down, would it roll in from the mouths of the tombs or caves?
Tempest?
Yeah,
roll into where? He's talking about the necrotic tempests that are hazardous.
So if it would roll in, right, as a storm, like back then where we were staying, there were like places where it fell down, right?
Right, and you thought you heard undead down there or something of the sort.
No, not only that, but like the tempest was stuck there. It has found low ground.
Necrotic fog, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Would the necrotic fog also, get in here, or would Joseph
You
know
have
that?
you have no idea, even if you had a perfect intelligence roll, because you're not experienced in these sort of things. I don't think anybody in the party is, except for Aldwolf, who's no longer with you.
From what I've seen, that is.
Sorry, experienced in what exactly?
Exactly how necrotic fog would move or work in regards to the tempests. He's afraid that if a necrotic fog were to come in, it would move down these stairs that he's looking at.
Gotcha.
How much time would there be until the fog came in? Now.
Approximately 45 minutes.
Just turns to the group. So, potentially a lot of undead beneath our feet. Joseph does a quick look around if he could see anything else. A perception?
Yeah, make a perception roll.
21.
Ooh, 21. Are you wearing the goggles?
Yes, I'm wearing them.
Make
right
another roll
now.
of perception just in case you get a 22. So, you think you see many, many shuffling figures to the north, to the south. Yeah, mostly north and south. In the distance. Further
Joseph,
down the hills, way further down the hills, almost as if they're emerging from the swamplands.
Joseph, for a second, stops mid-sentence. We should move plenty quickly, and points north and south. I think those are the figures that made these footprints. Chop chop.
All right.
Perception
Lead the
roll.
way.
Perception roll call. For that smelling of the entrance.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm supposed to do twice because one's for each?
With an 8, it smells sort of musty in there. The air seems cool,
Second one?
but not much cooler than it is out here.
Okay. And I assume that was this one.
Yeah,
What about this one? It was 16 on that
it
one.
is almost identical.
Do I smell like it's a 2?
It just smells really musty. It smells very similar to the other tomb you were in with the Paladin's tomb.
This
Kind of
must
like
mean that the
stale
Tempest-
air, sort of stale air.
Okay,
Very good.
gotcha.
This must mean that Tempest will be here pretty soon, because if they're looking for cover, we should too.
Will the horses fit down into these tombs?
They would come down.
That's probably a good thing. We should take them with us.
Use
So
them
they
as
don't die in the storm.
use as fucking live meat shields.
They would have to go single file.
Okay.
Alright, I'll guess.
So,
Who's with
can
me in
we
the front?
well, I would suggest you are not in the front because of
How
the
about-
character that you are.
Yeah.
But we
How
have a
about
beefy
Falmanar?
fellow. Exactly.
Who I can't control, so Steve will have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll
You have control
follow
now.
after you go right behind Falmanar.
I'll be right behind Femina. I think I can fit my rapier around him. If need
Around
be.
him.
Yes.
You mean stab past him?
Yes, that's exactly what I
You're just
mean.
gonna
Stop
hug
nagging.
him and
Stop.
while having.
Mic off.
Stop nagging at me. You will regret it.
I think that
Why are you laughing? The Tempest is nearly here. Those fucking things are shuffling. Oh,
Just saying,
chop, chop.
I think if there's a horse that can go past down there, is like
Get in the hole.
beefier than a horse. Okay,
Get
let's
in
go
the
down.
fucking hole. Let's go, Femina.
You get in the hole.
I swear to whatever being is.
Oh, here we go.
Val,
All right.
Let's go.
Falmanar goes in. You go. You.
I'm gonna
Okay.
follow.
All right. We should have the horses follow behind me with
Mic on.
these. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Who's the
Who are
rear
these?
guard?
Yeah.
Mic feedback off.
Who's what?
The rear
Mic
guard.
I'm
feedback
supposed to go
on.
right after
This,
Joseph, but well, we're gonna bring the horses, and
Well,
these,
we'll have like the
these fellows are bringing the horses.
yeah. No, who do we have? We've got the rogue girl with the one hand. We got-
Red Geek, Yvonne, and Gallo.
And we need
Okay.
one person to take the one horse in
Right.
that case. I suppose we lead them. Yeah.
The horses will follow each other,
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
but I'll lead the first one, and then they all like.
Uh-oh, the music. It's all
Nice.
dark for me.
Oh no, you gotta
Yeah, you gotta
scroll
go
all the way
down.
to the bottom.
Huh? Oh my fucking god, Jesus, hello.
Okay. You can't make perception rolls. I'll turn the music down.
Music's kind of slaps though. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yes, it
Perception.
Keep it up.
I've been hanging out
That's
with the youth.
80.
Terminology.
Where did my character go? What the fuck? There we go.
What the fuck?
81 perception.
God dang, bro.
Oofed. 23.
Genio.
Mm-hmm. I
You
managed
must
to.
put your token on board.
I've not done
Oh, I need to put my token down too. Sorry.
that. How do I do that again?
Let's see. You
I'm
go
there.
to your journal and there you're there now. You're there. Was that 23 perception from just now, Rohal?
Yeah.
And Joseph, was that yours right now for 18?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rohal, I'm gonna guess you
Um,
gave good berries to the horses too, right? Do we have enough?
Sure, I get 10 of them, so how many are we? And how many horses do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that would be perfect for the horses too.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna keep my good berry right now because I was pretty well off on hunger, right?
Sure.
I ate my good berry.
Yeah, I would just want to suggest don't step on the corpses.
I try to not step on corpses, generally speaking. I'm going to inspect the
Okay.
corpse to see if it seems like it might stand up and stab us in the back.
Okay, first of all, let's
one moment at a time. So first, Genio notices this skeleton here appears to be one of the water bearers that you heard so much about in the Paladin's tomb. They are wearing servants' robes, tattered, and it has a necklace with a symbol of his tribe. So he believes it to be an orc water bearer.
Can I take the necklace?
Okay. And it's a sigil that only makes sense to you and your tribe. It's really a symbol of your tribe. It's
Well, I'll
of
put
little
it on.
value, but it's it's significant to you. And then over here you see
Sentimento.
a much larger figure, almost a little bit larger than a normal human, but still within range of their height, and they are wearing somewhat outlandish clothing that none of you are too familiar with. However, Jinyo might have seen this kind of attire from different areas to the east. Go on, you guys. We're gonna look at some things, I think.
So I recognise these clothes. These people aren't from around here. And this
Joseph
necklace that I picked up is this skeleton, and I point at it here, is an orc, I think, and they're from my tribe.
Roja, don't go!
Also, all of you, it's hard to see on the map, but this is actually a kind of grand stone doorway underneath the lantern as well. And
I was
as Rohal sees over here, he sees
Is that a door too?
it is, yeah.
I was about to say I would like to look out for any traps that my sneak eye could see.
Is this the same masonry as we saw in the paladin place?
It is.
What should I roll for traps?
What was this, Steve?
These appear to be some of the water jugs that the water bearers have been using. But the water is all dried up. This is a broken door to a stairwell up, which you perceive to be one of the other 3 entrances that you saw on the hills that you entered. There appears to be one entrance here that you came down, one entrance this way with the broken wooden door, and then through the bars, I will reveal that for you now. It appears to be the other way up.
I'd like to inspect this door too. So.
That leads up as well. So those are the 3 ways up. This door that you see in front of you appears to be a very large stone door that's closed.
So these are not actually linear. They're just, well, yeah. Okay, doesn't matter.
So a stone door, like keyhole, any other things? What can I use?
You see,
Is this door open here, Steve?
It is currently locked.
And I can't see anything past this, can I? That's all I can see from being in there, right?
You see a stairwell that goes up. You believe it to be one of the 3 entrances above. So you believe you see the 3 entrances. This is the one way that you came in. You think that this stairwell, there's a stairwell over here that goes up through the other stone mouth.
Can I try and pick lock the door?
Yes, you can attempt from your angle. It appears to be a pretty simplistic iron lock. So 14. That would be a 14. You're able to unlock that door.
So can I look for traps on the door before I open or anything like that?
Sure. That's an investigation.
Oh.
So yeah, reroll it with investigation. You do not perceive there to be any traps on the door. I say with a smile. Who's pinging the door there? Is that you, Joseph? I mean, okay. Right, so there appear to be 2 stone handles to this stone door with iron framing. And it appears to be unlocked for all you know. It would definitely take a bit of an oomph to open it. It would open inward.
I would like to have my roguish eye go over it to see if it's trapped in any way.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Does anybody have some oil?
I do.
Because we might want to just put a little bit on the hinges before we open that, so we don't, warm 19. the entire dungeon that we're here by creaking a ancient-ass, creaky, squeaky door open.
Joseph, it does not appear to be locked. However, being so close to the door, you hear a strange whooshing sound on the other side. You're not sure if it's running water. You're not sure if it's a wind tunnel. But you hear swirling and whooshing of some sort.
I was looking for traps, but thanks.
Well, actually, I have oil in my lamp. That's about all the oil I have.
Oh, no, never mind. It's okay.
Yeah.
Joseph, with a 19, you're not certain. You might also hear voices on the wind. Incoherent voices. Possibly in despair, but you're not sure.
But still no traps, like...
You see no traps.
Okay,
let's not care about traps, let's just go for it. How about that?
I don't feel comfortable going through this door. I hear a strange sound.
How about I put some oil of the target in your mouth? Sounds good.
What does that do?
Do you want this pointy stick up your arse? I don't think you do.
I think the oil of the target is worse. But, that's okay.
By the way, Steve?
Yes?
I'm putting my signet ring on.
What does that do again?
Nothing. It's my signet ring.
Okay.
It's the ring of the family.
Cool.
Because, I need to show that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to open the door then. Give it an oomph.
Thank you.
Do I need to make a check or anything?
Joseph takes his hand crossbow and...
This was you guys didn't pour oil on the door, right?
No.
Okay. It would be you don't even need a strength check. You can open it. It's a double stone door. So you can either push both or one, up to you.
I literally just throw them both open as hard as I can.
Badass.
Well, okay.
While screaming.
Alright.
Look, that's a good rogue right there.
I'm not ready.
I'm gonna do a bit of
reviewing here. Is there
here.
something
Close enough.
over there? Is that like an open hallway that we just didn't go down?
Joseph just fucking
Whoops, that was a failed reveal. 1 second.
Joseph
What's that thing? Definitely not a trap, I hope.
Joseph does not like the loud sound. Does not like the loud sound of Genius screaming.
Wait, was he screaming?
Oh shit! That room looks cool as fuck, Steve.
Oh,
shit. The Golazar, the Risen stands before you.
I'm gonna run in to here.
No,
and
wait.
Crack a backflip. Right there.
Is this to show your dominance?
Yeah.
To Golazar, the Risen?
Yeah.
Make an acrobatics roll.
Oh, yeah! he gives me all the loot and we leave.
So we're gonna assume that you run in, and we're gonna assume this is to like anticipate some trap hitting you. You go in with some flair, and you do a badass, like one of those like parkour like side flips into the fucking room, And you like look both ways to make sure there's not someone hiding around each corner, and you go in smooth as fuck. But you also see this large swirling river of you don't know what the fuck this is, but it looks otherworldly. And you also, everybody that enters the room can hear some loud whooshing, even further humming behind this door, standing before Golazar the Risen. There's no mistaking that this is him.
All right, before anything else happens, I'm gonna rush forward and yell, "Hello, Uncle!" and wave my little hand with the signet ring at him.
This is happening all way too fast.
He says, "Name yourself."
Lorian.
Could it possibly be?
Yes, you're the father of Nimlawwe.
I feel like I should use a voice changer for this. I am.
I have some terrible news for you, Uncle.
I already heard her voices passing through the rift. I already know.
So you know that Ganadar stole your niece. Was niece, right? Wasn't it?
Urwell was slain by the Red Dragon. Diranor chooses to kneel before Ganadar. But I have found her. I have pulled her from the rift.
You have, so you can close it now.
Why would I do such a thing when I can now save Nimlawwe?
Nimlawwe was a tortured soul. I do not think she would want to come back. But, Uncle, you're spreading a plague across the world. It's killing so many people. Nimlawwe almost succumbed to it. It was very, very difficult for us to cure her. She almost died because you opened this rift before. You must close it. I have spent a great deal of time with her. I came to know her well. She would not want this. She was coming with us to try to stop the plague. I would say it would be her final wish that you close this rift and stop the plague from killing so many innocent people. Besides, we need strength to rise up against Ganadar. He would take and corrupt this entire world. You can't want that.
So
I know she didn't.
After you say that, you see a long sword being held with just his right hand alone. In his left hand, he raises a scepter made of bone, and it's crackling a bluish energy, and a vapor comes off of it. And the crackling light goes toward the door behind him. And he says, Ganadar will not gain a presence in this world without the help of my brother, without your uncle Diranor. And with this development and with the rescuing of Urwell, he will be turned back. As far as family is concerned, I will keep this rift open as long as I have to save Nimlawwe. I refuse to turn my back on my own daughter.
You can't save her. She's dead. Let the dead lie. She wouldn't want this. Can you not honor and respect what she would want? Do you want her to hate you more?
I too am dead. And as he says this, he kneels forward and you see an empty void in the eyes of the three skulls on top of his head.
Yes, but you know her. She was all about life. She wouldn't want this. She would hate you. There would be no turning back. She would damn you for this. You think you're damned now. Don't you remember how angry she can get? She was out to destroy you.
Dangling from his horns, you see the same symbols that were used to code all of the locks and puzzles and doors inside the Paladin's tomb. And he says to you, when I speak of family, I do not speak of you. You are estranged. only connected to me through marriage, not by blood. And I will do what I must to save my daughter Nimlalwe. And each of you make a Constitution saving throw.
I did
You're also
try.
convincing.
Lorraine, you feel okay. Rohal, you feel a little nauseous to the stomach, but not very much so, just ever so slightly. As do Eugenio as well, and Joseph. A slight nausea, very slight.
Ugh.
This room smells more putrid than the hallway you entered from. The hallway you were in smelled musty. This is much more putrid. Lorraine, make an Arcana roll. You know that this crack in the floor might have something to do with the rift to the negative plane, but you don't believe that this is the rift itself. You believe that this might just be some instability to the masonry and the structure itself from the rift, and it's
behind that door.
It's rumbling in the area. But you also deem this to be a very unsafe place to fall into.
I have a question. Your daughter, who you claim is so precious to you, why did she leave? Why isn't she here with you? Answer me that. I read your journal. You said she was lost to you. What did you do? And do you really think this could fix it?
She's the black sheep of the family. You know this, if you spend as much time with her as you claim to. You know she's a free spirit, much unlike the rest of us. That doesn't mean I'm going to turn my back on her when I'm so close to bringing her back as I have Urwell.
So you would chain that free spirit to bones? Is that what you're saying? It would be a trap to her. She would feel imprisoned, like she never was before. Would you really break that spirit?
Not to bone. I don't know how much you know about the planes or necromancy, but there are ways to bring someone back wholly.
This isn't healthy. When is it gonna stop? When will it be enough? Think about what you're doing. You're lost to obsession.
Enough of this, he says.
He also takes off his backpack and puts it near the wall.
And then
Yeah, can I start
everybody
making my way towards here?
rolls initiative.
Damn it! I was really
How far would
hoping-
How far would I have got before you said that, Steve?
You're right by the stone door, but still in the room.
Did you read the text, Steve?
Let me read the text. Yes.
Oh,
Well,
That was
produce
low, though.
flame. I don't know if I can destroy bone. I have to look that up.
I'm gonna scorch them alive.
Produce flame is more so to like light a fire. If you can pull something up that it does.
You can deal 2 d8s if I hit a target. If I continuously hit with it, I'd assume it would like burn bones too. Like I can kill people with it. And kill
Okay,
these
so
targets.
that each of these large piles of bone, you depict there to be maybe 40, 50, 60 humanoid remains within, but you definitely,
Okay.
with that kind of a spell, you actually can burn several of them.
Mhm.
Several of the bones. Let me roll initiative for this fellow.
You wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
He only rolled a 6, which is pretty cool.
You didn't open the initiative, the turn tracker.
I didn't. I apologize. We'll do that all over again. My bad. Let me clear the old ones. Hold on, don't roll yet. Totally forgot that roll 20 does that.
And also mark your characters before rolling.
Boom, 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 boom. I can't delete Genios for some reason. I don't know why. That's okay.
Okay.
Why can't I add one? This turn order is freezing up on me.
Well, I'll try rolling because I'm selected. There we go.
Yeah.
For some reason I don't have the normal toolbar where I can add my own.
Yay, I didn't get a 1.
I don't know why I can't add one. But anyway. Yeah, I can't even do the ascending order thing. Let me close it and open it again. Hold on. Here we go. Now I have the toolbar for it.
Woohoo.
I'm gonna add...
We need Yvonne, Gallo, and Thaminar.
And we're definitely not gonna get through this whole fight, but this is a good
With Thaminar, he's not even his token is not here even.
I know, I gotta put him in a second.
Oh, also
Are we
Fake.
stopping here or still going? I mean,
No,
I'm
we're still going, but we're not gonna go through the whole fight. I know we all can't stay for the whole time, so we'll do a little bit of it and see what happens. Let me get Falmon on
Am I
here.
gonna, as a question, this is gonna be a check, isn't it? A metagaming to get across here. I would assume a jump.
Depending on the circumstances, it could be. Actually, yeah, it's a pretty big jump. You would need a acrobatics.
So I'm better off going left than aren't I?
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a closer jump by a little bit. You can measure the squares. Each square is approximately 5 feet.
In that case, you can just jump across here.
True. Falmanar.
This one is way further.
Let me see.
Oh shit, yeah, it's literally 5 foot. I'm going there.
Lorian, do you have control of Falmanar's sheet? If so, can you use initiative?
Oh, sure, yeah, let me just open that.
Cool.
Yeah, you can jump 5 feet. That's.
Let me put his token in here because it's not here.
I put his token. It's by Jinyo. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. No, it works. All right. Okay. That's Falmanar, so you'll have to probably enter that in manually. Sorry.
That's okay. Is he in?
Well, you deleted it. Okay.
I thought you said you were gonna drag him in. You can drag him in and do it. Go for it.
Okay, let me just do it again.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Pretty similar anyway.
And then I'll do Yvonne and
What's the Fred Geek?
Gallo. Okay. Now I do Yvonne. And Fruit Geek as well, good call. So many NPCs today. Read Geek.
That would actually be a turn, so never mind on that one.
Cool. So Lorian goes first.
Yeah, well,
Main character moment.
Gozar goes
You know
last.
You're a shitty father.
Dang.
Fireball.
Well.
Right here.
Well. So as you raise your hand and speak the incantations, just as you are finishing the last syllable.
Don't tell me you fucking counterspelled.
Just as you finish the last syllable of the last incantation, you see his attention turn to you, and his head flicks. And immediately you are back here. Make a perception roll.
Every one of us?
No. This is just for Ev. Hang on a second.
Wait a minute.
Make your perception roll.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
And also make an Arcana roll as well.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, did he like send me back in time for a moment?
So as you finish your last syllable, you find yourself about a meter above the ground, and you see the party at their campsite resting, and the fireball emerges from your fingertips, and your feet hit the ground, and you notice your party members, and your hand turns briefly to the left, and you shoot to the left of Joseph, who's on watch. And as you prepare to shout something to him, you find yourself back in Golazar's lair, in the time that you were in, and with a 12 Arcana, make one more roll for advantage on that, since you are indeed trained in the ways.
Well.
So as you were in the other scene, you know that you were likely the target of something transmutative, perhaps a spell called Temporal Shunt, which I'll tell you out of character. It's Temporal Shunt. Something that Golazar had prepared for himself that was, if triggered, it would take effect and send the caster briefly into another time and place, so the spell is used in that time and place, and then you're returned with a memory loss of what happened. So when you return, you do not know what happened to your spell and you're confused.
I'm gonna flip him off anyway for the end of my turn there.
Did we see her disappear, or
you
him
saw her?
disappear?
You saw her blink out of existence for a split second, and no spell was cast.
I'm him right now, but
it's
yeah.
It's as if he blinked out of existence for about 3 seconds.
Is this accurate? Is that 40 feet there, Steve?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It's about 35, 40 roughly. I tried to make it as accurate as I could with this grid. It's not a Roll20 grid, it's a map grid. So it's roughly 5 feet per.
Alright. Well, then I can't take cover anyway, so I'm just gonna...
I'm gonna let you each go your round, and then we'll call it here, just because I don't want it to drag too long, and this is pretty spicy.
Okay.
And yeah, I know she was gonna do Fireball, so...
Well, yeah, I thought about Firewall, but...
But yeah, Temporal Shunt is a badass spell. Take a look at that. It's a level 5 transmutation spell.
Uh-oh. Level 5?
Just saying.
Not good.
Just saying.
That's not good.
Just
Shit.
saying. I mean, this is like this is the climax of Act 2, 3. So
Steve,
yeah.
we're only level 7. What challenge rating is this motherfucker?
I mean, how many of you are in the room right now? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like 8 or 9 of you, and you're all in good health. You'll be fine, maybe, or maybe one of you will die.
Okay, well.
All right. So next we have Fridgeek's move. What would Fridgeek do?
Before I take any damage and we do anything, a quick question.
FD. What would Fridgeek do? Yeah. What's up, Janelle?
Should my health points have gone back up from what they were when we were resting?
How low were they?
They're at 22.
22 out of what?
34.
How do those hit points dice work? F. I think that he can use.
You can spend one, and they roll 1d4, and you get those hit points back. I think, and then you take it off until your last rest. So
yeah, so do it. We'll give you a little bit. A little DM pity rolls, because you know, big bad boss.
Sick. Do we re-roll once or?
Just re-roll that one. Fuck it, because you're about to get
dicked.
Bossed. Big bossed. Big bossed.
I'm good, right.
Somebody reconnected, welcome back.
No, it was me. Yeah, my headset.
So it would be Fridgeek's move. I don't know, what do you guys think Fridgeek would do? I'm up for suggestions. Let me take a look at this.
I think he would fucking activate his armor or whatever and just rush, like do his longest jump or what the hell he would do.
I feel like he would have definitely activated something before entering the room. He's not an idiot.
Yeah. I'd say that as soon as he walked in, he would activate everything. The gloves and whatever. Like his, what are they called? Yeah, some gloves of some sort,
gauntlets,
right?
I guess.
Yeah, gauntlets, I guess, yeah.
Does anybody want to choose what he... I'll be honest with you, I didn't have time to read Or's character.
I'll do it.
I'd suppose he'd run over here and like try to...
Yeah, that's what I was going to...
I
was going to do what he would do.
Alright, so he ran over here, and that's probably like a full distance right there. That's like a good 30 feet. He might have cast haste on himself too, I imagine.
Yeah,
so.
He would have done that.
So that would be about 40 feet would be haste. Or is it double with haste? I think it's even possible.
It's double.
Alright, so I'm going to have him do an acrobatics roll to make that jump. I think he would attempt it. What was his roll? 24, god damn, son.
If you... We all have water walking, and liquid surfaces...
It's not liquid?
It's not liquid, okay, good.
Nope.
It just looks liquidy.
It's sort of plasma, I guess.
Okay.
Which is technically not a liquid, technically not a solid.
It's liquidy.
It's not water.
It's gas.
Does water walking work on other fluids?
Yeah, you can walk on
Interesting.
lava, for example, but you will
Interesting.
obviously burn your feet, but
Yeah.
you can still walk on it, you won't sink.
I'm gonna say he's gonna do magic missile just for shits and giggles. I think that's something he can do from that distance. I think that's fair, right? Should I do that?
No, magma or lava is actually really dense, so you would actually not sink in iron.
I mean, you would
Yeah.
burn. You would burn if you were like 2 meters from it, or a meter from it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't sink.
Depends on it, how hot it is, because if you're standing on like
But it's
superheated, you'd definitely
dense.
sink.
We can,
I mean,
we can
it's
sort
so
that out later
dense
though. But
that- yeah.
magic missile, I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. So magic missile, do you know? Does anybody know how he's able to do that?
How he's able to do it?
Yeah. Is it just like, is it from his armor? I don't even know, dude. I'm just gonna cast it for him.
I don't know how he is. If he knows the spell, then
5
he just
feet
throws
of
it.
force damage. Is that? How many missiles does he get? I need him here for this. I don't know.
I think it's like 4.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll it 4 times, I guess. So, okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm gonna say it's just 14 damage.
Okay.
Because you can't really dodge it or anything, so it's pretty straightforward.
Really? You can't? Wow.
No, I'm pretty sure you can't. It's like, it automatically just hits you. It's just crazy.
Let's see here. It's three glowing darts.
I'm gonna give him 4 back then.
Yeah.
I think he can cast it at a higher level or something.
plus 1 force damage to its target.
Okay. So it's-
1d4 plus
Okay.
plus 1 damage.
We'll keep it at that for now. We're only gonna do 1 round each for today. So then that's gonna be Joseph's move.
Would you allow me to? So I'm holding a hand crossbow already in my left hand. Would you allow me to sheath my rapier and equip my second hand crossbow in my right arm?
In 5e, that's a free action, basically, to re-equip a different weapon. But if you're doing
Also,
like 5 times or some shit, then it's a problem. But yeah, just pulling out another weapon is fine.
Also,
Cheat
why
sheet.
can I not click? Oh yeah, because I'm a dumbass and I forgot. Okay, so now I have. So I'm basically going to run a little bit closer. Wait, is this wait? I have 30 feet of movement. To about here. And can I, if I point both of the hand crossbows at him, can I shoot them both?
Should be able to, yeah.
Okay, so I rolled 2 times, correct?
Yeah. But then again, you're using a ranged weapon with 1 eye.
Oh yeah, but wait, how much is it though?
So
how
that's,
long?
I'm pretty sure that's disadvantage.
That's,
Well,
yeah,
you're,
that's
you're
over
shooting,
30.
you're shooting beyond. So I'm not gonna give you double disadvantage. You're shooting long range
Okay,
with
hold
1
on.
eye. So
okay. This
also,
I'm gonna
I think
actually
if you're
roll them
shooting,
again.
also if you're shooting with your offhand, I don't think you get your proficiency on the offhand, unless you have ambidextrous speed or something.
I mean, I'm proficient with those weapons.
You should be, yeah. You're proficient with hand crossbows because you're a rogue. You automatically get that. It's a
Okay,
finesse
so
weapon. Or a
I'm
light
gonna
weapon
do
or some
them
shit.
again with a disadvantage. Oh fuck.
Ooh, your second one was an excellent roll. So your first one bounces off his head. The second one embeds into his chest successfully, hurting him for 9 piercing. Actually, hold on, I spoke too soon. He's actually taking, he has resistance to that. So he'll take the damage, but he has resistance to it. So it's not the full 9.
Mhm.
So that's going to be, I think D&D rounds down or up. I forget. I'm blanking out. So he'll take, I'm just going to say 4 damage from that. Alright.
Alright.
Good shot. Okay. Next we have Yvonne. So she is a sneaky one. She's not really one for taking a fight straight on. She's gonna sprint as far as she can this way and take cover behind here, and then she's gonna be an opportunist and try to make her way. She might try to make her way by the door if she can eventually when Golazar's distracted. But for now she's taking cover from any potential oncoming attacks behind this strange glowing pillar. Next we have Rohal's move.
I have an interesting idea.
Actually, Roll, before you do anything, I'd like you to make a perception roll. Just because you're a druid and you deal with the elements quite a bit.
Very well. Perception coming up. What is up with these fucking rolls today?
Yeah, pretty bad rolls today. Yeah, you notice nothing unusual.
Just casually continues with whatever it was doing. Okay.
Pretty much.
So let's see here. Erupting Earth. My idea is to destroy this location that he's standing on, this platform that he's standing on. How far up is he?
He's about 5 feet up.
Interesting thought.
Yeah, and in the same process, it will spurt out rocks and shit on top of these bones, just destroying any potential, well, undead.
Make an intelligence roll.
Rising. One moment.
It is loading slow. Okay, well, intelligence roll isn't going to do for you, but your memory of the other tomb, you do recall that the masonry was magically fortified, and you believe that any
So that's not
destruction you see
disrupted by
here,
this.
I was going to say, any destruction you see here must be done from the interplanar rift, which supersedes any protective magic system masonry may have.
Guess it's going to be redundant anyway. Okay.
Unfortunately, but I wouldn't want you to waste the spell that way.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, that's really fucking disappointing though, because I'd figure that it would be disrupted by the destruction that is already laid down.
You do believe that any pieces that have been broken off from the rift or rift damage are no longer protected by the overarching magic that protects the masonry.
Do you think it would be weakened here, like from the? It would
it's
not.
still
Okay.
connected to the.
So
parts.
anything that's kind of like whole. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Well, in that case, this might be a little bit of a dumb thing, but let's see here. I'm just gonna place fucking moonbeam, so it covers, like this whole platform up here as much as basically possible. Let's see here. It's what is the radius? It's 5 feet radius, I think. 5
If,
foot
if I'm not
radius,
mistaken,
yeah.
is that the thing that if a dexterity saving throw is made, half the damage is taken? Correct, and it's radiant
Con.
damage.
It's a con.
Oh, it's a
Constitution.
con save. Interesting. Very interesting. What kind of damage is it?
Radiant.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like super good for this particular situation. I'm just gonna double check that. Yeah, radiant damage. So yeah, that's gonna be 3d3s, and well, it's gonna be located somewhere like here. So he can't really move forward if he's gonna, but he needs to move like here or here too, or like up in the corners up here maybe. Give or take, not really, but yeah, to actually avoid the light. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a hassle for him. So I'm gonna toss 3d3s right there, and it is actually I should do it from this. Hold on. Did I say D10s? D10s coming up. 3 of them right there. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, 6.
And it's on
sorry,
him, right?
19. That's on him, yeah.
Okay. And you can do that indoors, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he makes a con
exactly.
save, right? And if he succeeds, it's half damage?
Correct. It's 15. He needs to beat 15.
Okay. He rolled a 21.
Fucking hell.
Damn it.
So what is that going to be like? Is it? I always forget. Is it rounded up or rounded down? I'm blanking out on D&D right now.
This is rounded down, probably.
Okay, so
Supposed to make it more
it's gonna
difficult.
should be 9, I think.
Yeah.
Still good though. I mean, for this dude.
I guess.
but that would be you can see when it hits him that it is doing. It's not doing more damage than it would a normal foe. So that's that much you know.
Oh,
So
wow. Isn't he undead?
Yeah, there's a lot of undead that don't actually get additional radiant damage. Some do, some don't. And you can sort of page through that out of character just to take a look. But
Lorian suddenly says, "Oh wait, I get it," but doesn't say anything else.
I'm curious out of character what that means.
Yeah. Let's see here. It would be fucking hilarious though if I have holy water on me. Just tosses holy water at him. Yeah, no. Can't really do much else, can I? 'Cause I don't really have too much to fight. So I'm just gonna stand right back here, taking a little bit of cover.
Pretty good.
These bones were fried adequately, I assume.
Not all of them. You destroyed several sets of them, I would say. Sets.
Gotcha. All right.
It is like a significant pile. Maybe the token doesn't do it justice. It's like I want to say a meter tall dome of like bones.
Okay. Well, it could have been important information. Then I would have used a different method of destruction. But that's fine. And it would have been a cool addition to the next session too, I think.
Thanks, Steve.
Now we are on Gallo's turn. Let's see
I'm
what he
just gonna
does.
move back here, I think.
Gallo pulls out a magical arrow from his bow. It is an arrow that you are not necessarily familiar with.
You mean his quiver?
That's noise sound.
And he shoots the arrow, and unfortunately does not strike Gulazar the Risen. However, it creates a binding vine around his ankles, pinning him to his location. But we do not know if that is going to be significant, or if it's going to hold him well. But it is a binding arrow. Gallo has several trick arrows up his sleeve, and that's all he does, but then he moves his way. He moves it here before he shoots it, and then he moves over here for cover. Next we have Falminar's move. What would you like to have Falminar do, Lorian? Or anybody for that matter?
You're talking to me? Wait, you're talking to me?
It's Falminar's move, yeah. What is he
Falminar
gonna do?
doesn't he have, like, hold on, let me look on his sheet here. He
Picks up
does have
javelin
a,
and tosses it.
well, he has a crossbow.
I don't see why not.
I mean, is it a difficult jump for somebody of his strength?
You're gonna have to do an acrobatics roll for him.
No,
Hope he
we're
doesn't
not.
slip.
No, we're definitely not doing an acrobatics roll with this boy. He has a dex of 10, so he's gonna shoot his crossbow.
Do it. 22 hits.
Right.
And is that normal piercing damage?
He looks like it's just a normal crossbow.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's gonna do 4 damage.
Oh.
Shoots
Too bad it's
directly
not
into
much.
his chest, especially now that his foot is temporarily bound. Gulazar, that is.
Nice.
You doing anything else?
Man, he's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff. I can't even. I had a busy week. I didn't get a chance to read every single NPC and player ability. So unfortunately, I'm gonna.
I don't think I want to use an action surge for a crossbow that only does half damage. So.
What?
You definitely want to save a few tricks up your sleeve because
Yeah.
when the straits are dire.
Yeah.
Would he like to move anywhere else at this moment?
I think, well, that he's not gonna make it all the way over there.
He will not make it all the way over there.
No. Yeah, he'll come over to guard the casters from this potential soon pile of skeletons. That
Okay.
seems.
I got something stuck in my throat there.
we have Jinyo's move.
I am going to run to here.
Whee!
Okay.
I think that's about 30 feet. I mean, if I could jump over right this time.
You're gonna have to wait till next
yeah, I
time.
thought
'Cause
so.
that'll be too much movement.
So yeah, I end my turn here.
Okay.
Now it's a colossal.
I'm gonna save Galzar's turn for next time. But yeah,
Why
you
are we ending
definitely.
so early?
What?
Well, I know that Trigger has an Eve thing, and I would like to polish a few things on the campaign as well, and this way we'll give Chris a chance as well, and just I feel like we did do like a good 2.5 hours.
True.
Yeah,
You also like a cliffhanger, don't you?
I do like a cliffhanger, and
Yeah.
this way it'll keep combat fresh, and it'll give you guys to take a look at your items and abilities and spells, and now you know what you know generally what the threat is, so you'll be able to better prepare and really give yourself the best opportunity to survive.
So good.
Yeah,
No, but that was fun. It's good to
Yeah.
play again after so long. Sorry I was so shitly organised.
No, it's cool, man. I like the breaks personally because it can burn me out real quick, honestly. So it's nice to
The only
have.
problem with the break is I sort of come back and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I've been doing or what I've done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why I kind of like a short session sometimes, just to like refresh a little bit and just kind of get our bearings.
This is really good. I think if we do breaks again, like have a couple of weeks off, we should do a little like recap session like this because it was nice to have a little like get back in the D&D mindset.
I feel the same way. And also, I didn't expect divination from Roll Hall. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Because that's I'm a big fan of like divination type stuff in D&D.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where D&D really shines. Is like there's a lot of games like Warhammer that do like battle mechanics really well. There's a lot of games that do exploration and looting really well. But like I think D&D's charm is like a lot of the unexpected narrative stuff.
A
that
lot
really
of what
can
makes
flesh it out.
D&D great is the same reasons why I like You've Nine is that the world exists because Wizards of the Coast said it did, and your world exists because you said it did, but you probably didn't prepare for me to come through the door and backflip.
Right.
You know,
That's what I love about it. You can do just about everything,
You know,
and there's going to
and-
be, reactions for every action, so you never know
Yeah.
what's going to happen, but you can do it. That's the thing.